welcome all of you to the ACE program called Quarterdeck, and this is Abu Dhabi, the capital city of UAE, and here you're withstanding the Abu Dhabi Yacht Show. And it's a fantastic evening here, and we've been going to all the stalls, and today we are at the pavilion of Abu Dhabi MAR, and we have Mr. Johan of Abu Dhabi MAR, and we're very honored to have him on the show. Hello and welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Well, the viewers of Marine Biz TV would like to know all about Abu Dhabi MAR. When did you start? We'd like to know about the history. What exactly is Abu Dhabi MAR?
Abu Dhabi MAR is started as an organization to convert certain frigate vessels for the UAE into a luxury yacht. And while we're doing that, we have been trying to build a whole business model of encompassing many more than just building yachts, and we're becoming a full service organization for the client. In other words, when you have a large yacht, there's many more complexities to it. They deal with crew, with logistical support, with insurance, with crew training, with safety, with everything that deals with a yacht that makes it sometimes annoying to own a yacht. And we are now developing the company to be completely taking care of everything that will be a problem for the owner. And so besides building yachts, which is our first passion, we also want to expand and do all of the other things. We started about a year and a half ago that we took the first frigate that was a warship for the UAE that was decommissioned because the UAE is replacing that with new, very highly sophisticated corvettes. And that warship is now being converted into plans of making it a complete modern yacht. We make it at 141 meters, the first vessel. The 141 meter makes it the fifth largest yacht in the world. Okay. And it will be ultra modern, ultra luxury. Does it make sense? People ask me. I'll answer the question myself, as a matter of fact. What does make sense is it saves a lot of time. It's not saving necessarily money, but it saves time. When you start to build a new project from scratch, it takes you 4.5, 5 years from the day that you as an owner would come to a designer, to a shipyard to develop the whole project. And by doing this, we're cutting the time roughly in half. We've been very lucky. The warships, they were originally built in Holland, and they were, from a hull point of view, actually in perfect shape. So our challenge was to take the parts that are actually perfect for the ship and to use it and make it into, use the parts that we want to use effectively.
And why this brand name, Abu Dhabi MAR?
Why the brand name Abu Dhabi MAR? Well, first of all, we're located in Abu Dhabi. We want the whole world to know that we are in Abu Dhabi. And MAR comes from marine, so we felt that, using the word Abu Dhabi with the MAR to it, locates us at the same time from a branding point of view.
Now, you started 1.5 years before with 5, and now you are around 400 plus, 500 plus?
We have grown to 550 people, yes.
So that's a massive feat as far as growth is concerned in a short span of 1.5 years.
We have grown since January last year, it's less than a year and a half by the way. In 14 months we grow from 5 people to 550 people.
How did this all take place?
Well, we've been very creative in hiring a combination of people from the Western world and from the Eastern world. And through networking, I found the right type of managers that I had confidence in. And we build a management structure that is very open. I give people a lot of freedom to do their jobs. And in those managers, then we give the Asian community, we hire them from the Asian community. Because I found that Asian people actually, they're very, very good workers and they're incredibly intelligent as long as you coach them right. So our organization is truly built on the fact that there's a combination of Western and Eastern kind of personnel, and well, we've been very fortunate. We have had the organization to manage it. We have growing pains, like any company has it at phenomenal speed, but it's manageable, and we feel we have a very core group of people that are excellent, top of the world, I would say.
Your manpower, is it restricted to one particular country, or you have people from all walks of life and from different parts of the globe?
We have, as a matter of fact, as of the last count, people from 28 nationalities working in our company. Okay. It makes communication very interesting sometimes. Because not everybody speaks English, and there's a bunch of languages and sign languages used, but it works. I believe it's unbelievable, but it works very good.
There is beauty in diversity.
I'm a great believer in that. I find that the exciting part of life is to give everybody a chance to do what they enjoy best, and I feel we're creating that opportunity for everybody in Abu Dhabi MAR, for that matter.
So are you an ISO certified company, BB register, qualified, or DNB qualified, or GL? Or
right now, because we have been having a new company growing at Mach speed. Our goal is to become an ISO certified company, but I believe that today we cannot qualify for that because we didn't have the manpower to put in place to even do that. But all of the systems we're developing and all the ways that we're doing business is all geared towards that we can, at one of those, maybe another year or 2 years, become a fully ISO certified company.
Who are your target clients?
The target clients is all the wealthy people in the world. Right now, I would say there are probably more wealthy people in the Gulf countries, but I think there are rich people all around the world. We do not want to be perceived as a company that only have clients from the UAE or the Gulf states. But we also like to, find clients that normally, if they go to European yards, that they seriously look at us to build their vessel as well. So we want to be truly a very international company. International in two ways: clients and service.
Now, talking about Abu Dhabi MAR, how do you differentiate yourself from others in your similar line of business? What is your unique selling proposition, or how different are you, or what is that in you which is not there in others? Let me put 3 questions together in a row.
It's a very interesting question that I'm sure you can answer, in all kind of ways. But if I look at the large yacht market, was really truly our market. There are very few players in that market. If you talk about 30 to 40 meter vessels, there are hundreds of builders all around the world. So you have a lot of competition. There are very few builders in the world that can deliver 100 meter and over yachts, or even 80 meters and over yachts. And if I then look at the world, there are only 3 or 4 players. If I look at those players, I would say we compete with them on a very similar level. We will deliver top of the line quality or better, but let's not be that arrogant, but let's say at least as good as the best one in the world. And the other part that we will have as an advantage over that, we will have an organization that can always service a client fully. Nobody is having an organization that services the boat and maintains the boat on a 24-hour a day, 7 days a week basis, with spare parts, with crew. We'll have a complete crew training program. We have a complete crew management program. Like the crew will work for Abu Dhabi MAR, and we will supply whatever crew is needed, wherever is needed in the world. It will be trained, will be up to class, etc. No other shipyard in the world does it. So we will have all of those facets that nobody else does. Most shipyards, all they do is they build a boat. And then they wave the client goodbye and then start the next project. We're not going to do that. The client will be married to us for a long time.
And your clients are an elite category of clients, is it not? You have an elite category of clients.
Yeah, no,
the high-profile clients.
Yes, very high-profile.
But recently in the news they were saying, or a statement came out, that more than 750 millionaires were wiped out from the Forbes magazine of the richest people in the world. Does that ring a bell for you?
I'm not sure about the 750 millionaires. I'm sure a lot of people got wiped out from the list of millionaires. And I'd like to think that, the people that are building those expensive boats over 100 meters, they need to be almost billionaires before they can afford a boat like that. Because most people, for pleasure yachts, spend not more than 10% of their net worth. So if you buy a $50 million boat, to use an example, that means the person has to be worth $500 million or 500 million euros. If he got wiped out, then he can't afford it. And a lot of small boats in that category has changed. If a person was worth billions of dollars, like there are a number of them if you look at the Forbes richest people in the world, those people lost a lot of money too, but they're still very, very rich. So if they build a boat, even in the down market, they still have plenty of money to support the vessel.
And I don't know whether I should ask you this or is it the right question. Do you have clients who come to you for repeat orders?
Well, repeat orders is when you have been in business for a while.
Yeah, that's what I just wanted to ask you about that. Not really. That segment is not yet.
It's not, but I like to believe that as long as we deliver the quality product that we're talking about, that a client keeps their boat for a number of years and then they start another project and come back to us. I'm a strong believer and they will do that, simply the way that we will handle the whole situation. So I like to believe, because your current customer is your best customer.
Why should they come back to you? On what grounds?
Well, very often people want to build another vessel. So if you treat them fairly, and honestly and do the job that you promised them to do, they'll come back to you. It's a real simple thing. Business is done on personal level. It's not, it's the business building, or it is, the pieces of paper you put on the table or the desk you sit on. It is, how you treat the person, and I think that will have people come back. I think we're very, believing that our enterprise is built on total customer service.
How's the show going for you? Busy stall?
It's been a lot of busy simply because everybody has been hearing about Abu Dhabi MAR, but nobody knows what Abu Dhabi MAR was. So today has been very busy because everybody is coming to see who's Abu Dhabi MAR and what is a little bit more behind there. In Monaco, we went to tell everybody, okay, Abu Dhabi MAR exists, by the way, and we're doing 2 big projects. Come to Abu Dhabi Yacht Show in March of 2009, and we'll tell you a little bit more. And that's exactly what we're doing right now. We're telling a little bit more. But not as much as they all want to know, but still a little bit more.
A lovely little brochure in front of me which says, what if there were no limits to the yacht you could build? Mm-hmm. How do you substantiate the statement?
Well, very often, people have a dream about a project or a yacht they want to build, and there are all kind of restrictions. The yacht, you cannot build it, or the ideas cannot be executed, and everything is too complicated, or you can't get the people to do the job. As far as we are concerned, it doesn't matter what the dream is. If you look at the shape of the Swift 141, it's probably the most advanced shape in large yachts because they all look fairly similar. And if you ask me how complicated is that one to do, it is probably the most difficult one to do. Did I say no? No, we didn't say no. It's okay, we'll figure it out. So if you look at, for example, the glass structure in a boat, I remember when I first looked at it, I said, I don't know how to do that yet. But you know what? I'll worry about it eventually. And that's exactly what I did. I'll worry about it eventually. Because I could have said no. So no, we're not going to do that. And now you limit the design for the client. The client chose from the different perspectives we had the most complex design of building. But we finally figured it out. We went through it, and we went through different engineering companies simply because one couldn't figure it out. But I had a vision that you can make it. So as far as I'm concerned, then we make it, and that's the way it is. And that's with everything in the whole boat. It is. There are lots of limitations in normal places that you look at it. You convert a frigate that has limitations because there's a certain beam, there's a lot of pre-existing structures, and most yards say, hey, you're crazy even to consider it because it's too difficult. So that means you limit the imagination of the person or the creation of what the owner wants. And we have found solutions to every single problem by just be diligent about it, creative about it, and push everybody's envelope to the maximum or go beyond. The thinking outside the box applies here in total on this project. So, and the expression I use very often to a lot of guys, this project is going to make men out of boys, simply because it's not the standards the way we do things. And that's what we truly perceive and create.
Where do you see the company 5 years from now?
In 5 years from now, I see the company as the world leader in large yachts, in very simple terms. We will be building most of the large yachts to the highest quality, and we will be the most in demand. I'm convinced of that.
Thank you very much. It was a very interesting talk with you, and thank you for spending time with us. And I, on behalf of the entire staff and management of Marine Industry, we would like to wish Abu Dhabi MAR the very best, and maybe next year when we see, maybe the company is in a different leaps and bounds.
Hope so.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.